There is something happening right now that most men are completely blind to. A woman in your life, maybe someone you see often, maybe someone you've known for a while, is craving you. Not casually, not slightly, deeply. The kind of craving that keeps a person awake at night. The kind that makes ordinary moments feel charged with something unspoken. She thinks about you when you're not there. She replays conversations you've already forgotten. She feels something every time your name appears on her phone. And you have no idea. This is the painful reality for so many men. Not because they are undesirable, not because the attraction isn't real, but because no one ever taught them how female desire actually works. Society tells men to wait for obvious signals. Wait for her to say it directly. Wait for something unmistakable. But female attraction is rarely unmistakable. It is quiet. It is layered. It moves beneath the surface like a current you can only feel if you know where to place your hand. The problem runs deeper than just missing signals. When a man cannot read what a woman is feeling, he hesitates. When he hesitates, she interprets it as disinterest. When she feels disinterest, her craving slowly turns into confusion, then hurt, then silence. Two people who wanted each other drift apart, not because the feeling wasn't there, but because neither one knew how to read what the other was silently saying. This happens every single day, and it is costing men real connections with women who genuinely want them. Today that changes. Because I am going to show you 7 hidden signs that reveal, with psychological certainty, that a woman secretly craves you. Not surface-level signals, deep ones. The kind rooted in female psychology, neuroscience, and the emotional architecture of how women experience desire. Learn these and you will never misread a woman's feelings again. Sign 1. She mirrors your energy without realizing it. When a woman is deeply drawn to a man, her nervous system begins to unconsciously synchronize with his. If you slow down, she slows down. If you become playful, she becomes playful. If you go quiet and thoughtful, she matches that energy without even knowing why. This phenomenon is called limbic resonance, and it happens between two people when one person has become emotionally significant to the other. She is not copying you deliberately. Her brain is simply doing what brains do when they are attached to someone. They reach toward them even in the most subtle ways. If you notice that her mood, her pace, and her tone consistently shift to match yours, you are not imagining it. You are witnessing her nervous system responding to yours. Sign 2. She remembers the details nobody else bothers to keep. You mentioned something once, briefly, almost in passing. A place you want to visit, a food you dislike, a memory from your past that you shared without thinking much of it. Weeks later, she brings it up. Naturally, effortlessly. As if it were obvious that she would remember. Here is the psychological truth behind this. The human mind retains information about the people it thinks about most. She remembers your details because you live in her thoughts. Between conversations, she is replaying what you said. She is thinking about you. And the evidence of that thinking shows up in what she remembers. Memory follows obsession, and she is quietly, privately obsessed with you. Sign 3. She creates reasons to stay in your orbit. Watch the pattern carefully. She finds small excuses to reach out. A funny thing she saw that reminded her of you. A question she could have asked anyone, but chose to ask you. A topic she brings up knowing it will pull you into conversation. She doesn't announce what she's doing. She doesn't even fully admit it to herself. But she is engineering proximity. She is finding ways to keep you close because the alternative, distance from you, feels genuinely uncomfortable to her. A woman who craves you cannot stay away. She will always find a quiet, plausible reason to move back toward you. Sign 4. She becomes someone slightly different around you. Not fake, not performing. Different in the way people become when someone makes them feel alive in a way they can't fully explain. Around others, she is one version of herself. Around you, there is a shift. She is more animated, more open, more nervous, more careful with her words, more willing to laugh. She shows you sides of her personality she keeps guarded with other people. This happens because you have become emotionally significant to her. When someone matters deeply, we simultaneously want to impress them and be truly known by them. That tension creates a very specific kind of presence, warm, charged, slightly uncertain, and unmistakably real. Sign 5. She reacts to your attention with visible emotion. A woman who feels nothing for you receives your attention calmly, politely, without much reaction. But a woman who secretly craves you cannot receive your attention without her body responding. When you compliment her, she doesn't just say thank you. Something happens in her face, in her posture, in the way she looks away for just a moment before looking back. When you ignore her slightly or seem distracted, she notices immediately. Her mood shifts. She becomes quieter, more careful, subtly different. Your attention is not neutral to her. It is something she feels in a physical way. The fact that your presence and your focus affect her emotionally is one of the clearest signs that her feelings run far deeper than she is letting on. Sign 6. She tests you without telling you it's a test. This is one of the most misunderstood signs in all of female psychology. When a woman is close to allowing herself to fully feel what she feels for a man, fear enters. Fear of being wrong about him. Fear of opening herself to someone who won't handle her with care. So she tests, not with games, not with cruelty, with quiet, almost invisible challenges. She might become briefly distant to see if you pursue. She might say something slightly provocative to see how you respond under pressure. She might share something vulnerable and watch carefully to see if you treat it gently or carelessly. These tests are not manipulation. They are emotional due diligence. She is checking whether you are safe to crave, whether you are strong enough to deserve what she is feeling. A man who understands this responds with calm, steady presence, not frustration, not desperation, simply the quiet confidence of a man who knows who he is. Sign 7. She lets her guard down in your silence. This is the deepest sign of all, and the rarest. Most people need conversation to feel comfortable with each other. They fill silence because silence feels exposing. But when a woman craves you on a deep level, something shifts. The silence between you stops feeling empty and starts feeling warm. She can sit beside you without speaking and feel more at ease than she does around most people with constant conversation. She doesn't need to perform for you. She doesn't need to impress you or protect herself. She simply exists beside you, and that feels like enough. When a woman gives you her comfortable silence, she is giving you something she doesn't give everyone. She is showing you that in your presence, she feels safe. And for a woman, safety and desire are not separate things. They are the same thing wearing different clothes. She cannot fully crave a man she cannot trust. And when she trusts you with her quiet, unguarded self, she is already yours in every way that matters. Here is what these 7 signs are really telling you. Female desire does not arrive loudly. It arrives in the way she remembers your words, in the way her energy shifts when you walk in the way she finds reasons to stay close, in the way she goes quiet and comfortable beside you when the rest of the world makes her want to keep her walls up. She is not hard to read. She is just speaking softly, and she has been hoping quietly, privately, that you would learn her language. Now you have. The question is no longer whether she craves you. The question is what kind of man you will be when you finally see it. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Let her feel that you are someone worth craving. Because the man who sees a woman clearly, without pressure, without desperation, with simple, steady awareness, is the man she cannot stop thinking about. If this video opened your eyes, like it and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe for more deep psychology on desire, attraction, and the unspoken emotional world of women. Every video on this channel goes further than the surface. See you in the next one.